Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Mika Frankl, and I am joined by a familiar face. You guys recognize her, Aylin Villalobos, but she's here in a different capacity. I don't think I got the official title before we started recording. So at this point, calling you event coordinator for the upcoming Submission Grappling Tournament at JacksonWink. This is a fundraiser to benefit the Adaptive MMA Program. Thank you for the time today, ma'am, and fill us in on more of these details about what we're going to be seeing on June 3rd.
So, as you said, this is a benefit for the Incredible Adaptive Program. Those who aren't familiar, the Incredible Adaptive Program is a program that helps youth and young adults who experience environmental, cognitive, and physical challenges, where like through the art of MMA, they work one-on-one with their coaches and they discover hidden talents that otherwise would have been overlooked in other situations. We are all about the students and like their learning and their learning experience, and like the coaches being able to accommodate them. To do that, we have to have like fundraisers because we're a nonprofit. All the students who are in the program do not pay anything. This is for the community. So that being said, the JacksonWink MMA invite-only submission tournament is going to be to benefit the Incredible Adaptive Program. What we're going to be seeing on June 3rd is going to be high-level athletes. So we have competitors coming from California from Oklahoma, coming all the way down here in New Mexico to compete. It is going to be, most of the brackets are going to be an 8-person bracket. As of right now, there are some that we haven't been able to fill the brackets in, but that's totally fine. It's still going to be a great show. As I said, they're high-level athletes. It's going to be a great show. Basically, like what's going to look like, doors are going to open at 8:30. Competitors are going to be there at 8. We're going to set out the timeline so not everybody comes and has to wait like the whole day. But doors open at 8:30. The first match is at 9, and the timeline is to be expected until about 6:45, where the brown and black belts are going to end the tournament.
So we're going eight people per bracket is the optimal goal at this point. And how many different brackets or divisions are there going on at this point?
So right now, in the female division, we have 8 and 9-year-olds, 10, 12, 13, 14, and blue belt. And then for the males, we have 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, blue, purple, brown, and black.
All right.
So we have a variety of competitors, and we're going to have a few special referees, special celebrity referees. So we're going to like keep that in the works until probably the day of, so people can find out who they are. So that's going to be really exciting. So it's only going to be a tap out tournament. There's not going to be points. The competitors will have X amount of time to submit their opponent, and if they don't, they get a minute to submit them, and if they don't, it's going to go into ref's call, and it's basically whoever dominated the grappling match.
So we're talking about, have we decided, is it going to be a 10-minute round, a 15-minute round?
So each category is going to have different times. For the older, for the higher belts, are going to be about 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes. For the younger kids, it's going to be 2 or 3 minutes from what they're used to. So say that the 8-9s are used to 3 minutes, it's going to be 5 minutes, and then they'll have the 1 minute overtime.
All right. For the overtime, are you still starting them standing, or what's going to be the starting position for overtime?
So for the standing position from overtime, it's going to be from standing, and it's how it's going to be in the cage. Like it's just going to be from standing. We're encouraging all the grapplers to use the cage for your advantage. Because in open mat, people can kind of like shrimp out and squiggle out, but in a cage, if they're pinned to the corner, there's not much where they can go from there.
And is this going to be all no gi, or are we getting some gi in there?
No, so we're kind of making it like MMA based. Sense of JacksonWink MMA Academy. We don't do gi, so we're keeping everything no gi.
Who was the person that we're going to give credit to for this idea? Was it you?
Uh, I'd say it was a group effort. I did have a bit of an influence since I have conducted and coordinated other jiu-jitsu events and trained referees and hired staff for different events and kind of having that background as a competitor. Um, since I competed from a young age to from local tournaments to prestigious tournaments and seeing what was missing. And I kind of want to put it into the tournament to where it's all about the competitors. And it's not just like, oh, okay, yes, it's to benefit the program, but it's also about the competitors, giving the competitors a great experience so they can come back. So they can be like, oh, you know what, they did treat us good. We are giving really good incentives to the competitors. Everybody's going to get a goodie bag. The who wins the bracket is going to get a really, really nice trophy. Um, they're going to get, I'm going to keep it kind of to the day of, but they're going to get really good incentives. And we have partnered up with the Hilton Gardens downtown to give competitors who are coming from out of state a discount.
Are we looking at any overall submission of the tournament or submission of the bracket awards?
Yes, so we're in the works on that. We want so obviously like we want to do like a best um best fight from the 8-9, and that would include male and female, like for each division, for each age group, and um belt setting. We do want to do that and kind of like give them an award or kind of like what we're going to do like certificates too. So each person who wins first place will get a certificate and their award and their little goodie bag. But yes, we are looking into getting who gets the best submission. We did do a poll to see who wanted to see what people wanted to see more of, and there was a lot of triangles and a lot of heel hooks. I personally want to see flying stuff, like a flying triangle, you know. I know in the black belt division, Jesse Tafoya is going to be competing in it, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, you said flying stuff, and I was like, well, outside of Rose Nami Eunice, I think the tornado would be the other person I know that tries to pull off all that funky, exciting kind of highlight reel maneuvers. Um, how could you describe, as we think about the impact that the tournament will have? It's for the Adaptive MMA program, the effect that program has had not just on the students, but I've seen it personally change the coaches a lot.
The program has, as a former coach, I I have made bonds with these kids and their families to where like they've invited me to their graduations. I've spent outside time with them. I've been with parents when they've gone through personal stuff, through surgeries, and just being there to be able to support their child or children um, is very meaningful because it really does touch you to the heart. You know, like it's like, oh, MMA fighters like don't have feelings. We're supposed to be like this robot to where like we don't feel anything, but we do. Like we're humans, and like being able to um, teach another little human how to defend themselves, especially because everybody has like their own backstory, where like whether they've been bullied, whether they've been like made fun of, or they've been like singled out. We all have that in our lives, and being able to help these kids like get their self-confidence, get physically active. Like if they're put in any situation where they're uncomfortable or something does happen, they can defend themselves, and they're self-confident to say like, no, this has to stop, and like having that connection with them, and then telling me, hey, like this happened at school, because it has happened. Like I just want to like break down in tears because I'm just like, why, like why do they want to do this to you? it it does get like emotional. So yeah.
A great cause. You guys are gonna help support it on the mats on June 3rd. Tickets are still available, or have we totally sold out for the general audience?
So preferred seating is all sold out, but we will have cage side seating. There are a few tickets still available for that, and general admission is still available. We encourage everybody to buy tickets ahead of time, just so we can make it easier for the staff up front, so we can get like the process going and we can get people more inside the building and like get them seated. So once the tournament starts, everybody's like good to go. We will be having a concession stand. Everything will, as I said, everything will go towards the adaptive program, and we will be also doing a little raffles throughout the day. You guys can buy tickets. They're going to be $1 each, and it could be from a main event for a family pack, a $25 gift card to the movies, the Icon Cinema, Chipotle gift cards. So just a lot of little incentives to bring like more people and keep the audience engaged. And yeah.
And I think you already answered it earlier when you said the submissions that everyone wants to see. So we are allowing leg locks.
Yes. So we're doing it a mixture of IBJJF and other tournaments where people have been competing lately. So we're like we're being more lenient even with the teens. To where we're allowing more submissions that IBJJF wouldn't allow, but we're still for the younger kids, we are going with the IBJJF just to keep the competitors safe. But a little bit, the kids who are older, we are being more lenient with the rules, and the rules will be given out the day of, and each competitor is going to be getting a set of rules. Just because I've been a referee before, and coaches do tend to get a little protective over their students, and it's understandable. But having a rule set on hand for each competitor and what is expected of them and the coach is always a good idea to minimize any altercations during the tournament.
And I have to ask, have you hit a flying submission in tournament?
Yes. When I was younger, like my dad and I were practicing a flying armbar. So it went from like, okay, me being able to jump like really high to like, okay, like now like I have to pull down. So like my technique was like I pull down 2 times, because on the third time they usually come back up, and that's when I would go for the flying armbar. And it was like I got that submission like 4 times, and one of them was like in Worlds, and another one was in Pan Am's. So it was really really exciting. And even if I didn't get it, I would still end up in a good submission, and in a good place to do a good submission to finish the armbar, to finish a triangle. But it was a flying armbar.
Awesome. Awesome. Everyone, June 3rd, get out, support the athletes, support a great cause. JacksonWink submission only grappling tournament at the JacksonWink Academy. Aylin, thank you for the time, and we'll see you definitely at the event.
Awesome. Thank you guys. See you Saturday, June 3rd.